Alright everybody, welcome to the SERL Truck Series 2021 inaugural season. This is our next to the last race of our first season here. And we are getting ready to get set and do battle here at Martinsville Speedway. Let's go ahead and get our opening ceremonies out of the way. And we will then go down, maybe do a quick report and come back and do our rest of our opening ceremony. So let's get the national anthem playing. I am Justin White, your broadcaster for this evening. So now that we have got our national anthem, let's go ahead and see if we can speak to a couple of our drivers here before we get too much further down the road here. And we'll talk to our points leader, Dakota Camper, see what his plan is for this evening. Hey Dakota, this is Justin up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Alright, well, you are our points leader coming into the next to the last race here in Martinsville. Let's pull our points up here real quick and take a quick look. Looks like you're 4 ahead of Dylan Clark, who was able to pull out a win last week at Talladega. What is your plan for this evening?
We're just going to do the best we can. Dylan's very fast. I think we're 4th quickest right now. Hopefully we can get a good qualifying lap and then try and hold it up as close to the front as we can for the whole race.
10-4, a relatively small field, so that shouldn't have too much of an issue as we are getting ready to start qualifying. So we'll let you go set your fastest lap, and good luck this evening.
Thank you, sir. Hopefully we'll put on a show.
Yes, sir. All right, that was Dakota Camper, our points leader coming into Martinsville this evening. As you can see, he is only 4 points ahead of a second place Dylan Clark. Looks like Justin Michael made up some ground last week. He is now 22 points behind our points leader Dakota Camper, as Dakota is now set on track to set his fastest lap. It looks like he's trying to get out early and get it done now before anything changes in the track. Let's see what kind of times he runs here. Looks like he's set off with a 19.818. Dylan Clark has already bested that as Dakota goes for his second lap here. See if Dakota can best his time and take the provisional pole. Looks like he will not. He sets P3 at the moment. Dylan Clark still sitting at the top of the provisional pole. Justin Michaels right behind him with a 19.725. Looks like Dylan Clark has beat probably two of the faster trucks here at Martinsville right off the bat. See if anybody else is out setting times. Looks like the 6 of Dustin Madsen is now underway. See what kind of time he can set. He completes his first qualifying lap. Looks like he is going to knock Dakota Camper down one spot here. He completes his second lap. Let's see if he can take the provisional pole at the moment. No, he will not. He will be rolling off at least, well, looks like P3. So let's see. Justin Lumpkin looks like he was started. Nope, no, he's completing his qualifying lap. 27 of Jonathan Cogswell is on his second lap right here. Fairly roughly about half a second off of the main. Show the gap difference here between everybody. Ooh, as he gets a little bit tight coming out of 4. He will not best that time. Still rolling off P6 at the moment. Nobody else is currently qualifying, so let's bring up last week's winner, Dylan Clark, and have a word with him. Hey Dylan, this is Justin up in the booth. You got a copy? Hey Dylan, this is Justin up in the booth. You got a copy?
I do.
10-4. All right. Well, you were last week's winner. You closed up a little bit of a gap on Dakota, our points leader with 3 trucks. What is your plan for this evening?
Mostly just stay clean. I need as many points as possible, try and beat as many laps as possible. I really just need a clean race. Those extra 3 points are going to be crucial. I think I'm 4 points back from Dakota.
Yep,
so
4.
I'm really banking on a clean race, leading a lot of laps.
All right, good. Yep, because it looks like the stage will be at lap 70, which is roughly
Yes,
about
sir.
the halfway point. So you're definitely going to need to get to the top at that point to gain as many, 10 points right now is a big difference. That'll put you 6 points ahead of Dakota after that stage, and then basically you just have to finish, 6 positions ahead of them, and you'll be tied in points. So,
Yes, sir.
and with you having the win, that's the tiebreaker right there.
Yep.
So, all right, well, we will hopefully you guys can put on a good show. We've got 10 cars in here. 7 are going to qualify at the moment. So, good luck this evening.
Thank you, sir.
All right, well, you heard it from looks like qualifying is now over. They have advanced it. Let us do our most famous words in motorsports.
For the most famous words in motorsports. Drivers, start your engine!
Well, they have sent the command down to the drivers. They have fired up the engines, and we are ready to get underway for 150 laps here at Martinsville, the flat paperclip. They're in Southern Virginia. Let's take a quick look at our points one more time before we get completely started into this race. There is your points rolling into Martinsville. As we said, Dakota Camper sits up top 4 points over our second place championship contender Dylan Clark. now let us go through the starting grid. Ruling off P1 will be last week's winner, Dylan Clark. Rolling off P2 will be the man trying to close the gap on the leader, has won most races this season, Justin Michael. Rolling off third will be the 6th of Dustin Matson. He's been a contender all season, just hasn't been able to squeak out a full win yet. We'll see if he can do that here tonight. Third, rolling off fourth will be Dakota Kemper in that outside lane. He has won, I think, 3 of the races this season. We'll see if he can add a Martinsville clock to his trophy case. Rolling off P5 is Christopher Howell in the number 18 SERL Throttle Up Racing Chevy Silverado. Let's see if he can maybe add the clock to his trophy case. Rolling off P6 will be Justin Lumpkin in that number 4 Darren's Nail Guns truck. Rolling off 7th will be Jonathan Cogswell in that Dairy Queen truck, 27 Dairy Queen. Rolling off 8th will be Dean Clavitt in the number 56 truck. Rolling off 9th will be Joey Doucette. Joey got him a win earlier in the season at Atlanta, has not been able to find that same magic that he had at Atlanta here recently. Hopefully he'll be able to here in the playoffs. And then rolling off 10th is Kevin Franks as we get set to go underway here next time by. Put the field in the hands of the flagman as we get set to do 150 laps here at Martinsville Speedway. I know these guys are excited to beat and bang on each other a little bit, as I'm definitely going to see some tempers flare and some fenders being bent up by the time we get done. Our first stage will be lap 70. We will not throw the caution. We will keep on racing as roughly halfway. As here we go. Green here at Martinsville as we wait for the flagman to throw the flag, and it is now green underway. Looks like Dylan Clark did not get a good start. Justin Michael will clear him off into turn 1 on the outside. What a power move off the start of the race. Mr. Michael will jump out to the early. Ooh, Dylan Clark was able to, Dylan Clark looks like he's skipping around a little bit. Let's call it a jumper or a blinker. Looks like it was just one blink. Let's see if it repeats itself. Definitely do not want that here at Martinsville. As they complete lap 2 of 150. Now they're on lap 3. As of the championship contenders you guys see, I want you guys to, in the comments, put who you think is going to win the championship, and then also who you think will win this race. My money is going to be on watching that number 87 truck. He's been strong all season, already out front again. But I would not also count out that number 3 truck of Dakota Camper. I think he can get around this place pretty solid as well. So we'll see if these two end up battling it out here at the end. Dylan Clark, don't forget Dylan Clark. He has been coming on strong here, and his whole goal is to remain clean and collect those 3 extra no incident bonus points, which can play huge dividends by the time we get down at the end of next week, which our championship race will be at Homestead, so on September the 11th. Looks like Dustin Matson and Dylan Clark have closed in on Justin Michael here. It looks like they are thinking about challenging for that race lead. Dustin Matson definitely poured it on here strong. Looks like his truck may be a long run truck. And that is something we definitely would like to see because we're hoping for a lot of green flag racing here. So I'm hoping that these guys have long run trucks and they kind of come in and they start battling up here for the lead like they are now. Definitely will make it interesting and give these guys a little bit of a challenge. If I go quiet there for a few minutes, I'm still fighting off a small. But as we complete lap 13, 13 coming into 14, Justin Michael has led every single one, but he is under pressure from the 34 of Dylan Clark and the 6 of Dustin Matson. We will see how much pressure these guys can apply to Michael. I don't think they can rattle his cage too much. He is a pretty solid, clean guy, consistent every single week. Oh, as he's into the wall a little bit. Not sure if that was a little bit of net code or if he actually tagged it. Looks like he did slow up a little bit. Looks like there's no damage on the front of the truck as Clark looks to dive it underneath him into 3, going into 3. Michael shuts the door and says, no way, as Dylan looks to do it in turn 1. Michael closes the door again. Dylan Clark looking for that lead. Ooh, as Justin Michael gets free. Looks like he over-braked it into 3. Going to give the lead to Dylan Clark and let Matson come up underneath Michael. Ooh, it looks like Clark kind of overshot 1 and 2. He was probably not thinking Michael was going to do that. That's the first mistake I have seen Michael make this season. Looks like he may have been driving that truck a little bit too hard early. Now Clark is under fire from Matson. Michael falling back. Looks like he tries to regather himself after that almost near fatal slide in 3 a couple laps ago. Dylan Clark running that unconventional diamond in the corner. Looks like he's entering really high, apexing about halfway, 3/4 of the way through the corner, and then powering off. He's getting great runs off of 3, out of 4 and off of 2. Looks like Matson is running that more traditional inner low and follow that apex or curving all the way around. As Clark looks like he has blinked again. See if that settles down for him. I do know if he blinks too much, they will tell him he's going to fall to the back. We definitely don't want to see that happen to him tonight. Ooh, as Clark looks like he overshot 3, almost opened the door for Matson to jump inside. Matson decides to back it off. As we have completed 22 laps, working on 23 of 150 here tonight. Clark still with a mirror full of that 6 of Matson. He is definitely wanting some form or fashion, some sniff of the lead here. I hate to jump off of this. Ooh, as Madsen overshoots 3. Looks like that's going to be the problem corner this evening, as all 3 of these guys up front have overshot turn 3 at least once tonight. I hate to get off this lead, but I want to jump back here and look at the battle between the 18 and the 16. These guys have been trading it lap after lap. 16 looks like he's going to dive up underneath Hal here. Hal looks like he may have just given it to the 16. Finally said, that's enough of this. You just go on. Jump back up front here to the lead, as we definitely don't want to miss this action. 34 in the 6, still after it. Looks like Michael, you can tell he is struggling quite a bit. Now he may have already run everything he had to them tires, got too hot. Now he's just trying to survive until the first pit stop he can take, for the first pit cycle. Which I don't see these guys pitting more than once tonight, as Madsen is thinking about underneath. If one decides no, maybe later. Dylan Clark with his 3rd blink of the evening so far since we started this broadcast. Hopefully that doesn't plague him later in the race. Looks like Madsen still all over that bumper, really wanting that lead. But we do know that if Clark can, looks like Clark is blinking left and right. Now he's back. His internet connection is extremely unstable. That may plague him later in this race. We'll see, as the 6 to Madsen's thinking about underneath him into 3. Decides against it again. I hear Clark on the radio saying he is trying to fix his issue. So he's working on it. Our leaders here now start closing in on some lap traffic of the 97 of Franks, and the 4 of Lumpkin are going to be the first 2 to go a lap down here. Dylan Clark, there they are right there. You can see the difference as these 2 get still running some of the fastest laps of the race. They are exactly matching lap time for lap time here. 20.49 for Dylan last time, 20.47 for Dustin that time. This time around, let's see what kind of times they run. They both run a 20.5 exactly, so they are, like I said, they are matching lap time for lap time. Ooh, Dylan with a little bit of a block as Dustin thought about diving it underneath him going into 3. Protecting that lead. Said Clark has been coming on strong these last few races here in the chase. I mean, the chase. And this is huge for him. This is the time you want to be on top of your game. He may actually squeak out this championship. We'll definitely have to watch these last 2 races and see. I'm starting to play my cards towards him, maybe winning this whole thing. Give him the broadcasting curve. Jump back here and look at some of these other guys here. Dean Clavitt running in P5. Looks like he is now beginning to succumb under fire of the 27 to Cogswell. Dakota Camper also looks like he is now starting to close in on the 87 of Michael, as these guys start negotiating some of this lap traffic here. Back up there to the lead with Dylan Clark as we complete lap 37, start of 38. Clark still up front. Took over from the mishap from Michael a few laps ago and has not relinquished that lead to Madsen yet. Remember, our first stage, the only stage of the race will come on lap 70. It will not be a typical stage caution. We will not throw the caution. We will remain green. So you got to keep that in mind as you run your race here, that you're not going to get a chance to catch your breath. I did not see Madsen being this strong here at Martinsville, but he is definitely showing some muscle. Looks like he is faster than Clark. Clark just keeps closing the door on him. Madsen's going to have to set him up for a pass, or maybe use this 4 truck for a pick. See how this plays out. Looks like Madsen just rolls the center of the corner so much better than Clark. Clark just gets that great run off, using that diamond technique for running here at Martinsville. It does open the bottom a little bit more than usual running that diamonding method, but it seems to be working so far for him. As the Ford decides just to get out of the way and let these two race it out. Looks like the 56, 27, and 87, as you can see, that 87 truck is falling further back. He is now running in the 6th position, it looks like. He is struggling here big time. Yeah, he is P6. It's going to move up Dakota Camper to 3rd. So if Clark wins this stage, as we come down to the conclusion of it, that's going to give him a 2-point advantage over Camper, which will cut that lead down from 4 to 2. That's exactly what Clark wants to do. Try to chip into that 4 points. It may not seem like a whole lot now, but it can now. 2 points is a heck of a lot easier to make up in a championship race than 4. But then we also have those incident points, so he gets 2 points here, gets those, he has no incidents, clutches the 3 additional bonus points for no incidents. He will be the championship leader by 1, depending on how he finishes. Madsen is all over the bump with Clark. Clark has a mirror full of that 6 Makita truck. Looks like Clark is starting to struggle a little bit. So we'll see how this plays in as we get further, as we close in on lap 50, which will leave 20 to go for the stage. We have been green from the start. They're clicking off these laps pretty quick. Looks like Madsen got a great run out of 2 there. He's going to dive it up underneath Clark and going to take the lead from him, as Clark is going to battle back on the outside. Not going to give it to him freely. Finally decides to pull in behind, and so there you go. You can take the lead from here. They hold a 5-second lead over. Let's see what Sickles. Yeah, roughly about a 4.5 to 5 second lead over Camper, which is almost a full straightaway difference. But Camper looks like he's about to be under fire from that 56 of Clavitt here momentarily, as Clavitt has started to lay on the speed here at the end of this first run. Ooh, as Lumpkin into the wall a little bit. He's trying to stay low. Ooh, 56 going to dive it up underneath. Camper going into 3. Camper going to shut the door on him. Clavitt's going to have to regather himself and try to figure out a different way to get around him here. What? Hang on a minute. What happened to Madsen? We need to back that up, take a look. What happened here? Go into the third position and back it up and stay on the 6th and see what happened. He started falling way back. Oh, looks like he did. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, Clark dove it up underneath him. Let's back it up and get a better look at that. This right here give us our best look. Looks like Clark got a great run. Madsen was going to shut the door. Clark was there and spun him out. Looks like he was able to keep it straight, keep it green, as now Clark is the race leader. Looks like he did not mean to do it. I don't think he meant to do it. It looks like he may have had position on him. Madsen is going to fall further back and put Clark out to almost a 6-second lead over our second place driver now, Camper. Those two are having words on the radio at the moment. That has definitely got some championship implications into it if they decide to start going after each other. We'll see how this plays out here. We'll see if Clark can continue to maintain the lead where he's at. Back up here to the front. This right here is a good battle though, between the 56-3 and the 6 truck. Looks like that 27 now coming into the scope. Looks like that 3 truck gets a great run off the corner. 56 able to match him. Dustin Madsen is driving with some serious anger at the moment. I don't know if to call it anger or maybe ambition to get back up to the front. He is the fastest truck on the track right now. As you can see, the damage to his right side and left from that from getting into a tussle with the 34 truck. The 34 truck though is still pulling away from the field. He now has a 5 to 6 second lead. He can just kind of coast it for these stage points. Right now he's only going to gain 1 point on Camper unless Dean Clavitt can get around him. We'll see how this plays out here. Trying to figure out any which way he can. Looks like he is going to have, as he got loose. Coming off of 4, he had the run. Was not able to complete it. Now he's under fire from the 6 of Madsen. He'll have to regather himself. We'll try this again. Madsen driving it down in there deep behind the 56. 56 driving it off down in there as well. Two going at it, or these 3 going at it. Dean Clavitt want the position. Is going to try to come around the outside of him here. May have the, nope, not going to have the run. He's definitely going to try to figure out a way around Dakota, around the outside. He may have the run off of 2 here. Want to hold that momentum. Is he going to clear him? No, not this time. Dean keeping it on the outside. Looks like he'll have the run this time as he powers ahead of Dakota Camper for P2. Wow, what a move. That was a good piece of driving there for sure. Close in to the conclusion of this stage and coming close to the halfway point. Dylan Clark is your leader. with a 5 to 6 second lead. It looks like about a 5-second lead over second place Dean Clavitt. Third is sitting Dakota Camper, as you can see back here, we were just on him. Fourth is Dustin Madsen, as he was battling for the lead, but ended up having a little issue with Dylan Clark. Looks like the 16 of Joey Doucette is working his way up. He is sitting P5. The 87 truck of Justin Michael looks like he is struggling at the moment. He was the early race leader, leading well over 20 laps before his truck just kind of fell off as he's in the wall there a little bit. All right, here we come to the conclusion of stage one, or the only stage. We got one more lap to go this time by. Dylan Clark, as he comes off of 4, there is your stage winner. So Dylan Clark first, Dean Clavitt second, Dakota Kemper third, Dustin Madsen sixth, Dustin Madsen fourth, Joey Doucette fifth, Justin Michael sixth, seventh Christopher Howe, eighth Jonathan Cogswell, ninth Justin Lumpkin, and 10th is Kevin Franks. There's your top 10 stage point gatherers. As Dylan Clark looks to put the 18 machine of Christopher Howe a lap down. The 3 of Camper looks like he got the stage points. Now he's starting to slowly fade to the back. Madsen was able to work his way around him. 56 of Clavitt is now second. But he looks like he might be closing in on the leader, Clark, a little bit. As we could look to complete halfway this time by. Yeah, rattling off these lap times roughly in the 20 to 21 second range. So they are definitely setting a blistering pace. No cautions so far. Let's bring up Dylan Clark here. I don't want to break his concentration, but I want to talk to him about his stage win and what happened with Madsen. Hey Dylan, this is Justin up in the booth. You got a second?
I do.
Don't want to break your concentration. So if we bother you, just say, hey, I need to concentrate. Looks like you and Madsen got into it a little bit there. It looks like you may have had the position on him. He closed the door. Is that what you saw?
Well, yeah, I see it as a racing incident. He got in the wall a little bit coming out too, and he closed me down to the bottom of the track. And I went for a move. I kind of got pushy, but here it gets really pushy really quick. But I feel bad about it.
Well, hey, it's racing. We're all out here trying to get as many points as we possibly can, trying to earn that final, podium state, position number 1. So, looks like you're getting ready to come on green flag stops here.
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll let you concentrate on it. So, hopefully you'll get back out and maintain the lead.
10-4. Thank you very much.
Not a problem. Good stage win. All right, so you heard him. He didn't mean to do it. Just one of those things that happens. Looks like Madsen is pulled off, and he's on pit road now. He looks like he's getting service. We'll wait for him to get his service and come back out, and then we'll talk to him about the incident. Let him get back up to speed. That way you guys can talk to him as they race and kind of get an idea of what's going on in their heads. Looks like Madsen's back up to speed. Let's pull him up in here. As the 34 truck is now on pit road. Hey, Dustin, this is Justin up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
I want to break your concentration, so if you're concentrating, we can throw you back down there. I just wanted to ask you about that incident between you and the 34 truck. You think it was a racer move or just Martinsville?
Yeah, he just drove through me.
All right, that's more than that. More than we need to know. So tempers are definitely flaring. So hopefully we get back up there and give him a little bit of the bumper love he gave to you. You heard it. He is not in the talking mood. As these two are now going to be side by side on the racetrack. Let's see if there's any kind of retaliation that comes out of this. Looks like Dylan may give him extra room. We'll keep an eye on these two and see what happens here. Looks like Matson's going to clear him. Clark coming out of 4 there. Jump up here to Dakota Camper, our race leader. He has not pit yet. Let us see how this kind of plays out with him, see how much longer he can go as he goes down to 64 laps to go. These two, let's jump back on these two, kind of keep an eye on them and see if there's any. Looks like Matson's out front, so I don't think there's going to be any type of retaliation because Clark clearly said he didn't mean to do it. Considered it a racing deal. Dustin thinks that he was driven through, so tempers are flaring for sure. Looks like Joey Doucette is now on pit road, pitting from that P2 position he worked his way up to. Curious to see how long Camper decides to stay. It looks like he is coming this time by. Camper now on pit road. So that is going to put the race lead into the hands of this 18 truck. Christopher Howell, once he cycles back around, he is our race leader. He is still not pitted. So made his pit stop. He will does not score him leading that time by, so if he comes down pit road, he'll have to do it pretty quick. It looks like he'll get his light lead, click that extra point. Looks like Dakota's still sitting on pit road, getting 4 tires. As he's now coming off of pit road, ooh, he almost got caught speeding there a little bit. You can tell he clearly slowed down quickly. Is now Christopher Howell is looking to put Dakota an extra lap down, or actually just a lap down in general, won't be able to do it. Most of these guys have cycled. Looks like, yep, here's Howell this time. He is going to pit. Looks like our race leader, though, is Jonathan Cogswell. He pitted 32 laps ago. Looks like he was short pitting these guys. He's going to jump out here with the lead after short pitting with 59 laps to go, 58 this time by. Well, as you guys have everybody's pretty much already pitted or taken their pit stop. Do one of my favorite segments for a few laps here. Let us throttle up the volume. come back here, kind of cut that a little bit shorter because the 6 is under serious attack of that 34 truck. He is all over his rear bumper. There are 4 laps of pitting difference between the two. 34 pitted 4 laps after the 6. 34 wants that position. Matson keeps shutting the door on him. We're gonna see. We're gonna watch this pretty close here and see what kind of drama unfolds from it. Close down to 48 laps to go. Looks like Clark is trying to set up Madsen for a corner exit pass. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to pull that off, but he is definitely going to try. I'm thinking he's going to need to power around the outside of him if he wants this lead back. Looks like Madsen was able to get on and off pit road much better than Clark. Was able to close up that 6-second difference. Ooh, as there is a little bit of bumper tapping right there. Clark shoved the 6 a little bit. He's going to have to regather himself and go back after him. Dylan Clark definitely has the speed here at Martinsville. So does Madsen. These two are like 2 boxers in a ring slugging it out. Goes down to 44 laps to go this time by. These guys are clicking off each lap. This is the longest I have seen any iRace go green at Martinsville. So this is something to behold here. I know there's only 10 cars in the field, but even then, this is still something. We have not had a caution one and have had nothing but green flags from the start of the race. It's the 34 Clark. Tries to regather himself. Closing back up that distance on Madsen. Maybe he's just kind of maintaining, letting his tires cool off. Still a lot of racing left here at Martinsville. Maybe he's hoping Madsen will burn his stuff up, but I don't see that happening. Madsen's been strong all night. Back up here to the 56 at Clavitt. He's back there roughly about 2 seconds back. He's just out of striking range. I have a feeling he's wanting these two to kind of slug it out. And he will kind of pass them and win the race at the end. Kind of like an old Darrell Waltrip and Darrell Waltrip and Dale Earnhardt issue. Where I ended up, I think it was Bobby? I can't remember exactly who won that race, but I know Darrell and both Darrell Earnhardt and Darrell Waltrip got into it. Clearing the path. Ooh, as we have our first caution, there it is. Ooh, looks like it is the 16 truck of Doucette. Take a quick look at it here and see what happened. Going off here into 3. Oh, no, the 18. 18 truck was the one who had spun it. Let's watch him here. I'm not sure if he got help. Let's back it up here. Let's back it up a little bit more. Pause it. Get it from the chase and see if he got a little bit of help. Yes, he did. 27. Looks like the 27 tagged the 18, and then the 16 had nowhere to go and just piled right into him. 16's got some serious engine damage now. Back up here on our leaders as all the leaders have pitted. But Matson took his fast repair, got his truck fully fixed up, ready for this last little push here to the end. Not sure if Dylan Clark used his yet. He might have. So if they have, they will be out of fast repairs. We definitely know the 16 had to use his. He has serious engine damage. Let's pull up Joey here and talk to him for a second. Hey, Joey, this is Justin up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I'm good, bud.
All right, well, looks like you had nowhere to go in that accident. 18 was just kind of sitting there in the middle of the track, kind of pile drives him. Looks like you got some serious motor damage and had to use that fast repair. Is that what happened?
Yeah, I didn't know where the caution was, and when I came around the corner, I saw him.
10-4. Well, you had to use the fast repair. Now we got 36 laps to go here, but that's still not necessarily the very end of your race. So.
No, I'm going to give her all she got, and hopefully I can get a top 5 or you or maybe a win.
10-4. Well, if the drama between the 34 and 6 goes down, you might be sitting in the catbird seat and taking everybody else with them, because those two would definitely have their tempers flaring at the moment here in Martinsville.
Oh yeah, they were coming over the tongs. They're having a tussle there early. So.
Yep, and they are right now at the lead of the pack. So come down to 1 degree. So good luck here. Hopefully you'll squeak yourself out a win.
Thank you, bud.
All right, you heard it from Joey. You ended up wrecking there. Not something he was looking, not knowing where that 18 truck was. Just bam, he was there. So he is now out of fast repairs or quick resets, whatever you want to call them. As we get back ready to go under green, going to put the hands into the field into the hands of the 6 truck, Dustin Matson, the 34 truck of Clark. Let's see how this plays out between these two. See if the 34 can get a jump. No, 6 is going to get a great jump. 34 is going to be under fire from Clavitt with the 56. Ooh, Dylan cuts his nose off. Dylan driving with a chip on his shoulder. Wow, now he's got a little bit of damage on the rear of that truck now. He just took off the nose of the 56. He's going to lose the position to Michael, as Michael is now. Justin Michael coming up through here. We know he was a good short run guy. But now he is going to push his truck and try to get to the lead and hold it off. Come down to 31 laps to go this time. I think Dylan Clark knows if he does not get this lead from Matson now, he might not get back around Michael or anybody else that gets around him. So I'm pretty sure he's going to put some serious pressure on this 6 truck here in the next lap again. As 87 got a little bit loose coming off of 4. 86 was able to close that gap a little bit. Matson looks like he is pushing hard. 87 is going to try an outside move. Not going to have enough get up and go. Going to try to get here on 1 and 2. Still not enough for a run. He might have enough for a run here going into 3 though. Does not. Try on the outside for Clark again. Not going to have enough this time either. Clark's going to block him a little bit. Michael underneath him. Michael had probably been setting him up the entire run for that move. Matson is loving watching these two battle side by side. Give him plenty of breathing room. Michael and Clark battle it out. Looks like Michael's going to get the position. Clark's going to duck down underneath him. Keep the 56 behind him as now Clark has 2 guys to get around to have any chance of winning this race. He's going to have to push the envelope and push it down. he overshot one. Dean's going to jump up underneath him. He may have been driving a little too aggressive. Burn his tires up. We'll see how this plays. Jump back up front here with the 6. Madsen is now clubbing down to 24 laps to go this time by. The 87 of Michael may be the fastest truck on the track. And if he can close back down in on that leader. Over the 34. Looks like this is about the time the 87 truck's going to start slowly falling off with his speed around this. Like I said, he was fast the first 20 laps. We're closing in on lap 17 of this fuel run. We'll start to see if this time will pick up or if they'll start to fall off. And if he's figured something out as the race has gone on. See those rotors start to glow heavily on the 34 truck in the front, guys. You can watch it definitely glowing red hot, almost orange light. Guys are driving the wheels off this thing, off these trucks. Looks like out to our race leader coming down to 20 to go this time by. Let's see if he can maintain his lead that he has built over the 87 truck. The new Madsen was fast. He showed his speed all race long. Now let's see if he can complete the race, complete the, I don't know what word I'm looking for. Complete his goal of winning the race. Ooh, the 87 truck gets loose out of 4. And 18 to go. 17 this time by. 87 truck is going to be under fire from that 34 truck of Clark. He's led a majority of this race. Looks like he is not going to show the speed that he had earlier in the race. So he's definitely not showing up now. Ooh, as he gets a little bit loose there going into 1, he is definitely driving that truck as hard as he can. Lose a little bit more time to the race leader. Dakota Camper in that 56 truck. Those two guys are after Dakota is all over the back bumper of the 56 right now. He's trying to minimize as many point gain from Clark as he can. At the moment, it looks like they possibly will be tied in points. Maybe Camper will have a 1-point lead. We'll have to see how this shakes out. We're down to 14 laps to go. 13 laps to go this time. 13. Here's our race leader, Dustin Madsen. Roughly a 1-second lead over our second place driver, Justin Michael. Dylan Clark, who led a majority of this race, sitting back in P3 at the moment, not having any bit of front speed at the moment to catch the leaders. Looks like he's going to be under fire from the 56 of Clavitt. Clavitt's under fire from that 3 truck of Camper. Let's see how it shakes down between these 3 guys here. Close down to 9 laps to go, this time by 9. Able to regather his truck, settle it back down, and pull away from Clavitt. It's exactly what he needs to do right now. He needs to think about maximizing points, not necessarily a race win, but maximizing points. The 6 of Madsen has caught some lap traffic. Easily worked around the 97. Kevin Franks. E7 Michael will work around him as well. Kevin Franks just taking the outside lane. Madsen comes there by this time, 7 to go. Looks like, let's back that up a little bit. Looks like Franks kind of got in the way of the 56 there a little bit. Woo! 56 almost took the nose off for the 3. Looks like they'll sort it out. 56 is able to jump back out in front of Dakota. Five laps to go this time by for our race leader. 5 to go this time. Madsen just needs to have a clean finish here. He will be your race leader or race winner, and he will close in some serious points here. Let's take a quick look at the points before. See where Dustin Madsen sat. He was 24 points behind the race leader. He'll definitely close that gap a little bit here. I'm not sure exactly how much, but he definitely will close it a little bit. As we come down to 2 to go this time, looks like the 87 truck is going to be under fire from Clark. Ooh, Clark got a little bit loose right there coming into 3. He might not be under fire too much longer. 2 to go this time. Dean is under fire from Dakota. Dean's going to have to defend that position hard. I think Dakota may put the bumper to him if he has to. Points are points. White flag this time for Dustin Madsen in that 6 truck. Been looking for a race win all season long. Going to finally close out the deal. Ooh, sorry, apologies. There is your winner, race winner, the 6. Dustin Madsen was able to get it done and win the race. Second, Justin Michael. Third, Dean Clavitt. Fourth, Dakota Camper. Fifth, looks like it's going to be Dylan Clark. Sixth, Joey Doucette. That'll be your top 6. We'll finish out rounding out the rest of them here just in a minute. Let's go back and take a look at what happened to the 34 truck there at the very end of the race. Not sure what happened. There it is. Right here as he comes into 1, looks like he just got on the brakes a little too hard, snapped it around. Kept it low as he's going to lose 2 more positions there. Whatever points he had, he will end up kind of losing. Let's go back to the 6 here of Madsen. Let's pull up our top 3 finishers when we'll get those guys gathered up and we'll be right back. All right, so let's bring up our third place finisher, Dean Clavitt. Hey, Dean, this is Justin up in the booth. You got a copy?
I gotcha.
All right. Well, you were able to capitalize on Dylan Clark's mistake there at the end and pull away with a third place finish. You definitely showed some speed all night. Would ask you normally what would happen there at the end, but was this the outcome you expected?
Actually, not really. I was actually expecting to be a lot worse here, but I'm happy with third. I had the best long run truck out there, and it was showing. I was catching the leaders before the stops, and I was even catching the leaders after the stops. Just that caution really screwed everything up. And going back and looking at the replay of the caution, it's yeah. Anyways, now we had a good truck. Anyways, it was good on the long runs, but short runs, I just didn't feel like I had any short run speed, so that's why I was kind of screwed there with those last 30 laps or so. But overall, good night. We'll take it here after missing Dega last week, but just had a great battle there with Dakota there at the beginning of the race and the end of the race. So shout out to him for racing me clean, and I tried doing the same with them, and hopefully I did.
Yes, sir. Yep, you definitely were battling with those guys, which was impressive to watch. Definitely showed some serious long run speed, as you said. I was hoping this thing would have remained green from start to finish, but it did not. So, because you guys were clicking them off pretty quick one after another. So, I think the total race was under an hour, which is pretty impressive for Martinsville. Usually,
right.
You get caution after caution. So, good job there on P3. You got anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Oh, just gotta shout out all my sponsors here. I don't know all of them all since I'm still new to the team, but Warrior Rat's one of them. My main sponsor, I think it's I don't know what my main sponsor is. Oh boy, this is bad. Sim Shots as one of my sponsors. Let me go look real quick at my sponsors. Here we go. Okay. SimX Pro, gotta thank them again. Sim Shops and a bunch of different guys out here, and gotta thank Joey out there for helping me out. And thank everybody else for being a part of this. And thank you for broadcasting.
Yep. Privileged to do it, and especially when I watch some good battles happening. It makes it fun. So, good job there on P3, and hopefully when we close out the season, we'll have you up here talking to you again here on the podium, or at least for a top 3 next week.
Hopefully I'll be in victory lane next week.
Yes, sir. Yep. Homestead, one of your better tracks?
I don't know. I mean, it was me and Joey that ran in there in a different league, and I finished P3 in a fuel mileage race. So hopefully it doesn't come down to fuel mileage, and hopefully it's just straight up, but we'll see what happens.
10-4. All right. Well, good job, and we will see you next week.
Absolutely.
There was our third place finisher, Dean Clavitt. Let's pull up our second place finisher, Justin Michael. Hey, Justin, this is Justin up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, there at the start of the race, you were doing your typical dominating the the field from the drop of the green flag. Got the lead from lap 1 and didn't relinquish it for at least 20-25 laps. It looks like you struggled a little bit. Looks like you more so had a short run truck than a long run truck.
Yeah, definitely. This setup, I don't know, just the way I drive, it got really loose, and I cranked up the brake bias trying to tighten it up, and it still wasn't having it. But yeah, short run, it was really good. Just the middle of the race was terrible for us. I mean, we were, I think, like 7 seconds from going a lap down at one point, so coming back for seconds, pretty good, I think.
Yes, sir. Looks like I said, Dylan Clark, he was basically dominating the race there after you kind of gave the lead up to him, and then he had his struggles there at the very end of the race, so you were able to keep him behind you and come away with a P2 finish. I think you made a few points up on Dakota I don't know if it's going to be enough, though. You're going to have a big mountain to climb next week at Homestead for that championship win. So, you any good at Homestead?
Yeah, I like Homestead a lot, but yeah, if we get 10, 11 cars come in like tonight, or well, trucks, I don't think mathematically it would be possible unless they just don't show up. So they don't get any stage points, but I don't see that happening. So we'll show up and we'll see what happens. But I think pretty much we're going to be a third at this point.
10-4. All right. Well, good job on the second place finish. And you got anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Everybody out there watching. Hopefully it was a good show. I think we only had one wreck or one yellow. Yep. But yeah, it was a good race, and you guys, call good races always. Dakota for putting on a great leg, so we definitely appreciate it.
Yep, appreciate you guys definitely putting on the show. So good job on P2, and we will see you next week.
Thank you, sir. Have a good one.
You too. All right, there was our second place finisher. Let's pull up our race winner, Dustin Matson. Hey, Dustin, this is Justin up in the booth. You get a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
All right, well, you had your battle there with a 34. Was able to finally, I guess, get your revenge and pull the race win. Looks like he had a little bit of trouble there on pit road, so you were able to close up that lead that he had and overtake him as he was coming out of the pits, and then you just didn't let go of the lead from there. Definitely had a short run truck for speed and a long run truck too. You just had the whole package today. You're pretty good here typically at Martinsville?
It depends. Like I think I've kind of figured out how to run short tracks a little bit better than I have in the past. I've, dabbled a little bit and running some late model stuff and some league stuff. So that's helped a little bit. But honestly, I just usually jump in these kind of races and hope for the best and hope that I can stay smooth on the brakes. Really, that's kind of what it's about for me. Is just trying to be as consistent as possible. I feel like if you can do that lap after lap and be pretty good with your inputs, then you can hopefully keep your nose clean for the most part. Although, I didn't do that very well tonight.
I understand. Well, it's Martinsville. Tempers are going to flare. Trucks are going to come home with battered and beaten fenders. So this is part of the paperclip, I think. Short track racing, as Denny Hamlin calls it. So good job here on the win. Next week we go to Homestead. What's your expectations there?
It's probably going to depend on the truck's drive there. I feel like I tend to excel if the setup's pretty tight, just because I can usually do okay with not burning the right front off. So it's probably just going to depend on how the setup is there. But I honestly haven't been there in the trucks in a while, so it's going to be a little bit of an adventure. So
10-4. All right. Well, good. Like I say, good job on the win. You got anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, just going to give a shout out to the Throttle guys for having me come out and play again with them on a Saturday night. And I'm just kind of glad I was able to close out the season with at least getting one win. I've had the pace at times during the season, just hadn't really been able to put it all together. So I had to definitely grind that win out. So it feels good.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, good job on it. And next week, hopefully we'll have you back up here for a podium finish.
All right, man. Appreciate you as always.
You too. Appreciate it. All right. Well, you heard it there from our winner. He definitely had the speed all night and was able to close it out and get it done. So with that said, I think that will conclude our broadcast for this evening. And we appreciate everybody who tuned in. Hope you had a good show. And this is Justin White signing off. And just as a reminder, stay on that lead lap.